Welcome everyone to the, of course, Battlefield 4 Naval Strike live stream here at DICE LA in Los Angeles, California. I'm Golden Boy. This is Dennis, one of the lead level designers in Battlefield 4. Dennis, how you doing, my friend?
Doing well. I'm happy to be here.
They actually only have one more bomb site to plant.
And they have a helicopter pilot to help.
They're in. Let's actually. Never mind. Bomb was dropped. Okay, that's unfortunate. So that bomb has gone down and
in the water.
Yeah, in the water. Now that means that they're probably going to have one of these jetpacks like pick it up, but it's just going to be out there. You're just going to see a bunch of people just trying to chase after this one. Look at this. This guy. What is he using? Oh no, he's out of it. He's out of it. All right, there we go. Get in there. Get in there with the bomb and oh no, never mind. He gets taken out as well. So Obliteration with naval, definitely, like with the sea play, that certainly is very fun, because we see like, for example, with the other DLC, and I wouldn't say the emphasis, but you guys definitely did want to highlight vehicle play and that kind of stuff. Land vehicle play. So it's interesting to see a different kind of approach taken with Obliteration on these kinds of maps.
I mean, one thing that differs with water, right, compared to land, is that as an infantryman, it's so much harder taking out the water vehicle compared to a tank, where you can sneak around and C4 them.
Exactly. I've seen some crazy videos though, where
of course.
People do
people diving from helicopters, pulling C4 out.
Exactly. I mean, I've seen some incredible things there. But I do agree with you though. The combat changes drastically, and it seems like they planted C. So let's go over here. So here's C, and we have our DICE Yay guy who's pushing up. So let's see if he's going to be able to take out a couple players. But I noticed the plant time is actually a lot longer this time around, or the exploding time.
There's been some tweaking.
In
the game mode.
Of course.
Overall, there's more tweaks.
Dennis won't stop talking about it. He was like, we tweaked it. I was like, thank you. That's great. It makes it.
Right?
Oh, you're listening to me. And to me specifically.
Obviously.
Forget everything else in there. Imagine. So now we have DICE Yay. Unfortunately, can't do anything here.
But I got it. I mean, it blew up, right?
Well, yeah, it blew up. So they're now down by one. So we're waiting on that bomb to come up, assuming it's going to spawn here in the middle.
Yes.
So let's see the craziness here. See what's going on indoors. No. People just getting obliterated all over the place.
And did it fall yet?
No, not yet. I don't think it did. Oh
no, it looks like it.
New bomb's out. There you go.
It fell.
Codoroid's on the move.
We missed the explosion. Oh, there it is. See, it spawns in here. So now you have to take it out.
Yeah, that's again, that's another challenge in itself, right? Oh, he's trying to get out. His own boy is holding him inside. Last in squad. He has to stay alive. I hope he's able to get out of here. I would love to see how that would work out, right? If you'd kind of just like topple over and just come up, like under the sea.
This looks like they're gonna plant another one.
Yeah, we're going straight over and ended up getting picked up. But Banana Pancakes is on for the save. So you're good when Banana Pancakes has your back.
Yep.
Honestly.
Banana Pancakes is actually pretty good.
It's someone you played with before?
Yes.
Okay. See, I feel like he just makes the name like that just to spite people.
It's to look, innocuous.
Yeah, like just be like, hey, don't. I'm Banana Pancakes, man. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm looking up when I should be looking down. Oh wait, you're dead.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
That happens. Play test.
So it seems like they have been able to deliver the bomb.
Yeah,
now we're down 1-1.
Oh, there they are.
Both A sites are up for the picking here, and a double kill from Banana Pancakes. He's going for the triple. Not gonna happen. He gets taken out.
And we have the final bomb.
Yeah, we do.
The
have
US
the final
isn't
bomb.
looking too hot now.
No, they are not.
Is
locating
not in your favor anymore.
You need to stop hating. That's all.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying.
Hating on the glory. That is.
We need a tight, close game here.
Yeah, well, I mean, they gotta make it interesting, right? I mean, they can't, just blow out everyone all the time.
No,
it makes sense. So it seems like bomb has not come up just yet, but the bomb is out, and who is going to be the first one on indoors? Seems like this guy is Assassinator. Let's see if he's going to continue to push forward. No one has been able to pick up the bomb
looking
just
the
yet.
other way, though. I don't know.
There's 43 seconds left, though, so I think we're going to get a tied game here.
No. Really?
I think we are. I think we are. Don't you know what? It just.
You have enough time. Come on, 30 seconds. Helicopter indoors here.
Oh
get
yeah,
it
yeah,
out.
definitely. Helicopter indoors. That makes a lot of sense
Yeah,
to me.
for some reason it fits through the door.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I am looking forward to seeing that video. Then when that happens, that should actually be a pretty fun one. So we got some legendary, of course, 33 and 6.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what he like ate in his Wheaties this morning, but of
Takes
course
this very serious.
he was very much ready for war. And now, as the time ticks down, though, it is going to be a tied game between these two teams.
So the US didn't win.
Yeah, the U.S. didn't win. So in the end, everyone's a winner.
Yeah,
there
true.
we go. Everyone's a
Everyone
winner. There's no glass half empty here. It's only
True.
glass half full. So yeah, that's some pretty awesome stuff. But David, thank you so much for your time. Greatly
you for having
appreciate it. All right, guys, when we come back, we're going to have Classic Conquest on yet another Naval Strike DLC map. You're not going to want to miss it. Dennis is going to be joining me right back here, and of course, again, more Battlefield yet to come. We'll see you on the other side.
Anyone still left? Serious hull damage. All units, fall back. Breaches have been built. Finish this fall.
Hello everybody and welcome back again to our Battlefield 4 Naval Strike DLC live stream. I'm Golden Boy, joined again by my good friend Dennis. It's good to have you back, my friend. Always a pleasure. So don't forget, after this game is over, we're going to have an exclusive Battlefield 4 Naval Strike trailer that you guys are going to see. If you haven't seen it yet, it's sick. It actually is pretty cool. I had a chance to see it. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So we're going to be hopping into one of the new maps here, Operation Mortar.
Operation Mortar.
Pretty excited about this map for a couple of reasons. We'll talk about them in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, Dennis, you know, Obliteration, we just saw Obliteration on Wavebreaker.
Tight
How do you
game.
feel yeah, really close game, really close game. How do you feel Obliteration is, you know, the game changes on, you know, when it comes to naval gameplay?
Right, yeah, so that was actually one of the favorite maps for Obliteration in the main game is Parasail Storm. People
Okay.
love fighting over bombs with naval vehicles in water. Like it's a lot of fun and it caters well to sort of what you want out of Obliteration. So like it caters to the team play because it's difficult to sort of swim long distances.
Yeah.
So you always need someone to pick you up with a boat. So it promotes team play very well, and
Nice.
it's the same thing here in Naval Strike.
All right, so let's go ahead and hop into the action. Conquest on Operation Mortar. I am, again, very excited about this specific map.
Right.
And Dennis, there's a little
thing,
treat,
a little
treat
thing.
in there.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that?
Yeah,
We'll get to that?
well,
Okay.
Let's talk about Conquest first.
You don't want to spoil it?
No,
Okay,
no,
all right.
we'll get to it. Like
I
so,
respect that.
so Operation Mortar, 7-flag conquest, the way it's supposed to be, right? It takes place on like an abandoned, luxurious tropical island with a big medieval fort on top of a giant mountain.
Okay. So it's like a blend of two different cultures.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You need like something to look at while you're there enjoying the sunshine and all of that.
Of course.
On the luxury resort. So on top of the medieval fort, there's a unique stationary weapon that's unique to Naval
There it
Strike.
is.
Not just to Naval Strike, but actually just to this map, Operation Mortar. It's the pirate cannon.
And we actually have a player on the pirate cannon. I need to find who that guy is because I want, it could be Banana Pancakes. No, it's not Banana Pancakes. I just want to show you guys how the crosshair works here so that this way you guys could see it because it's actually pretty funny. So here we go, up at B,
There you
and
go.
there's my boy right there. So it's Legacy here, Legacy de la Torre, and he is shooting it. So there's a crazy arc with it, and
Right.
I tried to see how far you can go, and you can go pretty far.
pretty far.
But it's not game breaking or anything like
No,
that. But it's more novelty, but it is effective. Though.
Yes,
It's hard to
yes.
explain it because you're not going to go there and be like, all right, guys, we got to go and get control of the cannons up
Cannon,
top.
no, it's a secondary objective.
But if you
for sure.
get it though, you can cause some damage if you're good with it, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's actually a quite amusing story. Like the level artist, initially he placed it there, and the feedback we got immediately from our internal playtest was that I need to fire the cannon. Why would you put a cannon there if I can't fire it? And so rather than deleting it, we felt like, you know what, let's turn it into a stationary weapon. So,
Okay.
But it's not like a stationary weapon like the rest of the game where you have like the optics and you can zoom in and all that.
Yeah.
This is just like a tiny little
You can see
crosshair.
it's literally a dot on the screen.
It's a pirate cannon.
And it's not giving you any arches or anything like that. It's just shoot it, good luck. And
Yeah.
it seems like a guy was trying to move up on our legacy friend over here.
Yeah.
Trying to ruin the fun. What a terrible
Definitely.
person.
Yeah, so it's not it's not restricted to any game modes. You can use it like as long as the game mode features this section, then you can use it. So you can use it even on Team Deathmatch if you're that type of player.
Okay, very cool stuff there. So now, what else about Operation Mortar? Like, tell me about the Levolution moment as well.
Sure.
It's subtle, but it's effective.
It's the sunrise. Right now it's already happened. It starts at the beginning of the match, and for Levolution on Naval Strike, we sort of wanted to spread out and do all kinds of stuff that sort of all features under the Levolution umbrella, you know?
Okay.
Like, so for Wavebreaker, as you saw, you have the water gates that you can shut and close, like the more tactical Levolution that helps your team as you're like the gatekeeper, and you also have like the explosive stuff, like the submarine falling down or a plane that you can blow open. But on this one, we wanted to feature more weather Levolution, more lighting Levolution. And
Yeah.
so that you can see it right there. It's the sunrise that's slowly ascending towards the...
And it really hampers your vision too.
Yeah, exactly. So this map plays really well on Rush. We
Okay.
sort of designed it around Rush being the primary game mode in this one. And so like it creates some tactical gameplay where you as the attacker moving up the mountain, you sort of have to to see where the sun is located so you don't get it in your eyes, but still
Yeah.
like you can use it to your advantage too, because like if you're actually shut down from one entrance, then you're able to sneak around and flank the defenders.
Now you're very passionate about how you do your level design.
Sure.
You know, we've had some good
You have to.
conversations about it. Yeah, you have to. What is your approach when you are going to start making something and you're like, all right, what are we going to do as far as like the theme of the
Right.
map, for example?
Right. Well, theme is usually something that's determined like early on by the art director. Mostly.
Okay.
Like that's an art thing. I'm a gameplay guy. I care about how the game plays, how the flow is, that kind of stuff. So I usually go with whatever theme that the artists really want. It's important that the artist who's building it really feels invested in the product. You know, like this is my map. This is what how it should look like. So I'm more concerned with like the relationships between points of interest, like the objectives, like which ones should be vehicle-based, which ones should be infantry-based, where do they meet, like that's kind of engagement. Where's the flow,
Okay.
all that stuff. So on this one, for example, you have the two flags at the very south of the map, down at like some luxurious resorts down there, where you spawn like the tanks, the IFVs. This
Yeah.
is the one map in Naval Strike that features a lot of tank gameplay, as well as a lot of naval gameplay and attack helicopters, jets, and all that stuff.
Very variety.
Exactly.
Well,
So
yeah.
you get the IFVs at the very south of the map. So that now you can move up the mountain using these armored vehicles to your advantage, but at the same time, up there in the medieval fort and
Yeah.
below, there's an island that spawns an attack helicopter. So it sort of becomes like it's difficult to hold both points of the map because it's a huge map,
Yeah.
So you'll usually get one team that controls the air, gets the attack helicopter, and then is able to sort of go down the mountainside. At
Yeah.
the same time, you have people in tanks, the other team, that's sort of driving uphill.
I noticed inside of the map as well, or inside of the mountain, I should say, there's a string of just corridors.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
and it's almost a maze type because I ran through it the first time and I was like, oh, wait, left turn, I'm lost. Where
Yeah.
am I right now?
Exactly.
And you end up finding it. It's not too difficult, but it's crazy to see the different kind of styles that you guys are presenting.
Right.
With all your map designs, right? I mean, if you look at Operation Locker, for example, in comparison to Operation Mortar, I mean, really the only thing that they share is the fact that they have Operation at the beginning of their name.
Yes.
Like that's about it. Just very diverse experiences there with with how you approach gameplay. So when you're designing something like this, when you're designing a map that has a giant mountain as the focal point,
Right.
Where are your lines of sight? What are you looking at to make sure that it's not imbalanced?
I mean, as far as line of sight goes, that's something that you worked on continuously. Like I spent so many hours just running around the level, you know,
Okay.
with the level artist, finding where the choke points are, where there's like flanking routes, all that stuff. Make sure that there's always multiple ways of engagement.
Yeah.
You know, like so you can always find a flanking route, because really when it comes down to like the core battlefield gameplay, flanking is a big part of it. So the levels sort of have to combine all the systems that's in the game,
Yeah.
sort of just promote them individually.
So it's like, you know, using all the systems that are there, yet doing something different with how it's approached.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, I
And
definitely
even,
understand that.
I guess like the fun part of making levels there's a lot of fun parts, but one of the best parts about making battlefield levels is where you sort of design it for like a primary route, you know, like you have like these are the infantry paths, these are the vehicle paths and all that.
It's
But-
like you have an idea as to
Exactly.
like where they're going to be moving, like what the focus point of movement would be, but then you see the players get into it, and then they just create their whole new path.
Exactly.
They pave their own way, if you will.
Really, that's we don't really want to. We don't really want to design around, you know, those battlefield moments. We want to let them happen, but at the same time, we need to be inclusive when we design the level. So, for
Yeah.
example, on Wavebreaker, you had those water entrances you can go around, but clearly there's space enough in the ceiling so that you can probably fit a scout helicopter in there if you
Yeah,
want
and
to.
you actually, David mentioned that before. He was like, yeah, I believe, you know, you can fit a helicopter through there.
You're not supposed to, but
Yeah.
we allow it.
Traditionally,
Exactly.
maybe not a good idea to
No,
put a helicopter indoors.
But that's when the type of stuff when you get, you know, quad bikes on top of a skyscraper. You get even the IFV on top of a skyscraper. Like that kind of stuff that just happens in our game, nowhere else. And that's, you know, that's when maps really come alive.
Yeah,
When players get their hands on them.
It's kind of, you know, incredible to see here, and you had mentioned it before, the diverse nature of this map in particular.
Yep.
We saw some, you know, jet ski gameplay, infantry gameplay,
Got a jet
helicopter.
right
We saw anti-air gameplay. Now we have a jet.
Yep.
And of course, it's always good to see jet gameplay
Sure.
in Battlefield. I'm
Yeah, it's
always
really
a big
exciting.
fan. Yeah, and I guess, you know, and that's another factor that's always interests me a lot. I'm sure it interests a lot of other fans too. Like, you're designing these games with jets in mind,
Sure.
right? How, like, that must be crazy to just think about the scale. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, there we go.
Fabio does not know how to fly a plane. I'm just messing around. I'm just messing around.
I would say that jets are
it
probably
was
easier.
a Fabio reference. I just had to make it.
Nice one. I like it. But jets are probably easier to design for than helicopters, to be honest.
Really?
Because helicopters are usually the ones where you can go slower, you can go up like these crevices, and like you can go up different ways and paths. Jets are usually a lot faster, and you sort of want to. They sort of have their own game within the game, you know, in the sky. Even though they'll still be able to knock out a tank every now and then, they're sort of. It's usually more forgiving to design maps around gameplay.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
that's actually pretty cool to know there. I mean, I could definitely understand, you know, the reference, because you see players, like I remember I was playing Rush one time, I believe it was Battlefield 3,
Right.
and we were playing against some, I would say, some pretty incredible helicopter pilots,
Right.
and there was just no chance of us being able to advance forward. I mean, they were effectively using, you know, their flares. They were just, you know, anything that could prevent them from getting taken out. The repairing was just impeccable, like all that stuff. So I could certainly get that perspective there. But of course, and I guess for you to design these maps, how do you feel when you see a group of people just kind of like master, you know, like just how to stop something, you know, and then you're like, oh, that's good, you know, like I didn't think that could happen.
It's the best feeling in the world. Like, I guess the best part is when you get to release a game or a DLC and you see people sort of have fun and enjoy it and find different ways of exploring the map that we didn't really think about. And that was sort of our approach when we introduced the hovercraft.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you might think that, oh, it's a naval pack, we want even bigger boats because, like, bigger is better.
Well, I mean,
But-
obviously you'd want to be able to control a carrier by yourself. Why not, right?
Yeah, but we felt like the attack boat was already sort of controlling that area. You know,
Okay.
it sort of has. Oh, there you go.
That guy just got shanked.
Yeah.
That's never a good thing.
Exactly. Well, the attack boat is already arguably the most powerful vehicle we have. So we didn't really feel like we had to add an additional bigger boat. So we started thinking, can we make like a vehicle that allows, like, create some more dynamic on the map, where sort of,
And you get that land air approach.
exactly, like you let players explore the map in new and interesting ways, because the hovercraft can go almost anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, you can go up the mountain on Operation Mortar. So, like, when you played Paracel Storm, for example, you're on an island, for example, and you know I'm kind of safe from vehicles because they're out there in the water and all that.
Yeah.
But no longer. In Naval Strike, boats go on land.
So Hover Strike, Hover Strike. Well, we would just call it Hover Strike now. The hovercrafts, they also work on the other maps too, right? Or is it right now?
No, they're only on
right now,
Naval
just for
Strike
Naval.
map.
Okay,
Yes,
cool. I actually was wondering. I was like, I wonder if busting out the hovercraft on Parasol Storm would be pretty dope.
We'll see about that. We usually
Nudge you a little bit, maybe.
We usually don't want to introduce new elements to maps that have sort of already become popular with our players.
Kind of like changing the dynamic of a map.
We don't want to we want to fix things that they don't like, but we don't want to introduce things that might make it worse.
Now, when you put out a map like this, and has there ever been a time that you've put out a map and you think that certain lines of sight work really well, and then turns out one of them was just like broken?
Sure.
Right? I mean, how do you go back in and then change that? I mean, like, I think about that. It's just like you're adding something new to the game. Like, how does that even? I can't even fathom how that would work with my simple mind.
I mean, patching is always difficult, and we always have to keep in mind, the highest priorities and things like that. So we don't want to sort of ruin things by just patching for the sake of patching. But we will be exploring ways of how to improve existing maps as well. Not just make new ones all the time. We listen to people. We see what they make. We see what they do. We notice problems with the map, and we want to make sure that Battlefield is a persistent service. Continues throughout the year.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're always trying to improve them.
And there you have it. It seems like the U.S.
Tight
team
game.
won.
Tight game.
That's right, America. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's all right. We're in America.
Yeah, we are, so I could do that. But if I was in Stockholm, that would be weird.
You'd be in between. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'd be in between.
And we're neutral, so I don't know.
So, I mean, that's some pretty awesome stuff there. But Dennis, thank you so much.
No problem.
Again, we're probably going to shake hands in a little bit because we know that you guys want to see more carrier assault. So we got you covered. Cool. We're going to do it one more time. Run that back.
Yeah.
With that said, we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, carrier assault. Not going to want to miss it.
Anyone still left? Serious hull damage. All units, fall back. Bridges have been built. Finish this fall.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Battlefield 4 Naval Strike live stream. Golden Boy and Dennis once again bringing you the action. And we said it before. We were like, during the show was going on, everyone was like, man, that carrier assault game was so awesome, but it ended so soon.
too fast. Yeah,
they wanted to show more.
We barely had time to talk about
We
the
barely
map.
had time to talk about it, guys. So we are going to hop right back into it. Let's not waste any time. Right back over to Naval Strike for carrier assault to see what our players have in store. The players behind us are gearing up. They are ready to go. They're ready for war. We're ready to bring it. So let's jump into the action here. Now, let us revisit Nansha again and, of course, revisit carrier assault. Carrier assault, for those of you guys who may be joining us here, midway through the stream, it's basically the reimagining of Battlefield 2142's Titan mode, except this time instead of giant, aerial vehicles in the sky, it's carriers. It's grounded within the reality that is Battlefield. Even though I won't lie, if you did want to bring back with the giant area, I'm down with it.
You down with it? Okay.
I'm down with it.
I'll keep it in mind.
Thank you, Dennis. So, all right, carrier assault. I spoke to David and you about this earlier, about why you're going to do this now, why make this happen now. I guess since you've put it out there, how has people must have been going crazy about this,
yes.
right? I mean, it's Titan mode, it's back. That must have been a great thing to see for you.
Yeah, I think the best feeling was that we saw it before we started working on it. You know, like we saw the Reddit comments, we saw the battle log comments of people really wanting Titan mode in BF4.
Yeah.
And so when we decided that that's what we're doing, I think that was the greatest feeling. And just when we announced it, and we got a lot of tweets about it, really grateful. Yeah, and people were really excited for it. So hopefully they'll like it.
Now, this is basically the lay of the land here, as you can see. You have the CN base over here, the Chinese carrier,
Yeah, those
and
are
the
the
US
carriers.
carrier, right? And like you said before, Dennis, it operates in a mixed variety.
Sure.
Right? It's a little bit of conquest, a little bit of rush, all-out destruction.
Right.
So now, is that pretty much how it was in the original one? For those who may not be familiar with it, is it like just, I guess picture perfect there?
Yeah, pretty much. Like we knew that the carrier was going to have a limited space. Like it's going to be tight, close quarters, sort of shotgun friendly, and so that's what we wanted to make. So it's going to be like once you get in there inside the carrier, it's pretty tight. It's pretty packed. There's quite a few flanking routes, but there's still like when you get into the engine room, the final area, there's only like one entrance. So if you have a good defensive squad, they might just be able to lock down the tunnel. We're not letting people in there. But the good thing is that in carrier assault, you're actually able to win the game without blowing up the central generator, the engine room. So you can actually just win it by controlling all the points on the map, because the missiles will continue to fire even though the carrier has been opened.
Okay.
So that will bring down the health of the carrier down to 0, and then that will destroy it the same way as if you were to infiltrate it and blow it up from inside.
Okay.
So it's really multiple ways of winning.
Yeah, that's right. So, were you a little worried when you were designing this? Were you worried that maybe players are just going to opt to play the Conquest game and not concern themselves too much with pushing into the carrier?
Yeah.
Or was that just a...
I mean, that's what Titan mode was all about, right? So even if I'm concerned that you sort of have to stick true to the lore, like that's what it is. But at the same time, with a good commander, and even if it's a tight game, you'll be... Oh, what's going on here? There we go. So even if it's a tight game, there's going to be... You'll be able to attack the enemy carrier, but at the same time you have to defend your own, and then you have all the control points. So really there's at least 7 objectives on the map. So you need, if you're able to score a skilled and tactical commander, that's going to help. Because he's able to divide up the squads, put certain people on defense, certain people on offense, certain people, control the flanks, maintain the missile embargo on the enemy carrier. So like there's a lot of nuances, a lot of different levels that you sort of have to take into account if you're a commander in carrier assault.
Now, carrier assault works for all 4 maps in Naval Strike.
Yep.
What is I guess, some of your personal challenges when you were designing it? Because we just saw Operation Mortar, and we just saw how that played out. But do you feel that just carrier assault, like the way that you envisioned it, that it definitely came to fruition that way? Like it's the way everything's positioned, the way the players can push the lines of sights, all that stuff kind of just like all formed together when you were told, all right, we're going to do carrier assault, and you're like, oh my God, okay, we'll figure this one out. And then you did it, and seeing the finished product definitely has to be rewarding.
I mean, you have to... We've made a lot of maps over the years, and you look at the type of different maps that people enjoy playing, and you sort of see if you can take some inspiration from some of those, like Operation Locker, for example, Operation Metro. Those type of maps are sort of inspirations for the interior of the carrier. There's going to be choke points, there's going to be a lot of grenades, most likely, but that's really what people seem to enjoy. So we're not, even though that might be controversial, like there's a lot of people who enjoy playing that type of gameplay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I enjoy infantry combat. I've always been a big fan of just the way that the game Battlefield has played. Regardless of the platform, it always just feels like very fluid, especially now with 60 frames per second on like PS4.
Right.
And I've enjoyed that quite a bit, like me personally playing it. So I can definitely understand the perspectives of a lot of players on that. Battlefield has always been one to I guess, change the mold, though, if you will, right? With all the other additions you guys have put in there. You've always done something a little bit different to try and mix things up.
Make it bigger.
Yeah, make it bigger, more insane, which you can never be mad about.
I would argue that the main sort of the strength of Battlefield is the combined arms. So like, and that's even more evident in carrier assault, because you might have early vehicle dominant gameplay where like the players are really into driving attack boats or helicopters or even tanks on Operation Mortar. They might be dominating the field.
Yeah.
But then once the carriers open up, now it's all about infantry gameplay, even though you can bring vehicles into the carrier. Like again, we return to, like, it's not meant for that.
But
if,
why not?
If you want to, like, who am I to say you can't?
Yeah.
So then it opens up, and infantry players can really, like, you can focus in on, now I get to be the hero. Now it's up to me, you know, like, I'm very good on the ground, boots on the ground, you know, like, and that's what the diversity of gameplay that Carrier Assault brings is something that we're really excited for.
Now I've seen some helicopter gameplay versus attack boat gameplay. That's a joy, but the attack boat. GG.
GG, man.
It takes it.
And that's funny because Naval Strike, the map we're looking at right now, is really our celebration to the rib boat, which might seem weird, but traditionally in Battlefield 4, the attack boat is usually like the vehicle that dominates the water. But on this one, because the waves are kicking up, the evolution event on this one is like the wind. The wind kicks up, you'll notice that in the trees, in the palm trees, and then like the sounds and everything. But more importantly, the waves. And that was the feedback we got from players playing the original BS4, was that they really loved the waves on Paracel Storm. So we had to make sure that we bring that back, you know.
Okay, so it's like it's a little bit of mixing in the old with the new, right?
Sure,
bringing back those aspects.
Yeah,
of certain maps people enjoy.
We didn't want to make it like a storm the way that Paracel Storm has it. So we're focusing in on the wind, but the waves sort of function in the same way, sort of like a dynamic desert on water, like you go up and down. Like
of course, and then you know you put into hovercraft.
Exactly.
That whole business, you know. Now they're able to get on land, and then you're just adding so many new aspects to a game, and just, you know, making it fresh, which I think is great, you know, for sure. Especially looking at this new DLC. I mean, people want something new, and you guys are. I believe you guys are certainly giving it to them with Carrier Assault. I mean, with Carrier Assault in itself, for me, it's just enough fun, because I'm a big fan of Obliteration just because of how fast-paced it is, and you know, and I love Conquest. It's fun, but I kind of just like that concept of just merging the two of, you know, well, not Obliteration, but just the fast-paced gameplay that Rush and Obliteration can provide.
Sure.
I really enjoy that aspect of it. So kudos to you, my friend.
Appreciate
Kudos
it.
for you for hitting the nail on the head.
It's all
on
a
that
team
one.
effort, of course.
No, just you. No, I'm just messing.
So what we saw earlier was like a lot of infantry combat taking place on those 3 middle islands that you have there. So that's really where we block off with the bridges, as you can see. Oh, we're not showing it right now. There we are. Yeah. So the bridges are actually blocking off the attack boats from going in here. So that's by design. We want the ribs to really feel like they have an advantage on this map. They might not be as powerful in like head-on combat as the attack boat, but say that like down there at the G flag, and you notice that one with the attack boat, and you notice that all across the map, the other flag's being captured. I have to go there. Now, if I'm with an attack boat, I have to go around the entire thing.
Yeah.
But if you're in a rib or a hovercraft, you can actually go underneath the bridges and just sneak through the infantry areas. Maybe do some drive-by shooting,
Nice.
then off you go again. It's quite risky. There will be people sort of passing through the canal there.
Yeah.
But that's sort of the
Seems like we have a player inside of the carrier now.
yeah. It's coming to a conclusion here. So
He's gonna try and be reckless.
yeah.
Let's see. So taking a look here at the score right now, 48% on the carrier health. So now is the time where you can get in there and start attacking.
Yeah, both carriers are now open for attack.
And it happens at 50%.
At
right?
50%, yeah.
Okay.
Then it starts blowing up.
So it's like, you know, you can continue to play that way, but if you get to 50 and then you decide, oh, you know, they're not going to push our carrier, but then one guy does, and you know, decides to be the hero that, you know, we all deserve, but you know, referencing Dark Knight there for a moment, but you know, as soon as that happens, you kind of just get caught off guard, and you're like, oh man, we end up losing the game even though we were in the lead. Right. With taking out their carrier with the missile silos.
Like the game can change really quickly. Right now you see that the first objective has been armed by the enemy. Let's see if he's able to run up there and get some kills.
Yes, he is going to have, he had a teammate there for support. Makes his way inside, finding one guy, turning to the right. There's probably going to be a guy to summon. Oh, nice!
Can I get it? Can I get it? Oh, there we go. He's disarming it. Oh.
And he gets it.
There we go.
Oh,
Yep.
man. Okay.
So now he's on defense, defending his own carrier against enemy assault.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see if they're able to lock it down. There might be helicopters coming in, and you see...
Actually is a helicopter coming in.
Really?
Right here.
There you go.
They ended up dropping some players. Got
Yeah,
a
a
bunch
lot
of
of people
players
are coming
pushing
in right
in
now.
This is...
Should be a lot of action.
Yeah, let's actually hop in here with Senbon Sakor. I mean, I think I butchered it, but we're just going to go with it.
Amen.
Amen. You know, what can he do? So it seems like it is going to be open for them to be able to push in here, and they're going to just continue to try and defend this. Players on the outside, and it's just so many points of attack as well. But you mentioned before, it's close quarters.
Yep.
But there's just a lot of little angles that you can take advantage of.
Yeah, definitely. And the first objective is easier to get than the second one. Like, there's still multiple ways that you can flank the enemy here and get in from multiple areas and just
Actually get right back in there again.
see if we can get it.
See what's going on. So this guy's swimming on the outside. They have managed to oh wow, that was
Nice,
actually a great
nice.
grenade there.
Yeah, so now he's
got
an
it planted.
attacker, right? Yep. Oh no.
Oof, this is not good.
Yeah, it's rough, man. It's
Because again, the gameplay just gets very, very fast and frantic indoors, and again, it's the angles. There's just so many places that you have to look. You just are not expecting it at all.
no, totally.
Yeah, and now they're going to continue to try and push up. I think they have not planted A yet.
This is actually the other carrier.
Yeah.
So now I think this is the red team. So he's actually, oh, here we go. Go back.
All right, I'm going back.
First person, go to first person.
No, he died. It's
Oh,
okay. He died.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're actually split, so they're attacking both sides now.
Yep.
Seems like everyone's kind of just forgotten. But then you can have that one teammate that just decides, all right, I'm going to take this attack boat and just cap everything.
Yep.
And now we're just going to be continuing to attack the other base here. So
Yeah, you see players are still on the main island fighting for possession of the missile silos.
yeah. And now this is when things really start to get interesting because you're split. Like the communication at this point, you're on two opposite sides, attacking and defending.
Yep.
You can try and push them out as best as you can, but you truly never will be, especially with squad spawns and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
That definitely plays a big factor in this. So you got to try and stay alive as best as you possibly can, especially if you're the last member in your squad.
Totally. Yeah, this is the final engine room area where the final objective is. And it's actually being armed right now. Let's see if they're able to win the game right here.
Yeah. They're going to continue to hold this one down, I think, in just a little bit. And how long does it take for it to explode?
Similar to Rush.
Similar to Rush. Okay, so about same
Yeah,
time.
we want to
frame.
keep it consistent.
Okay, and there you go. They got it.
They got it. Wow, that was tight.
Wow. Okay, so that is actually very interesting. I mean, I have to say that's pretty awesome. Ooh, I just hit myself. That's pretty awesome, though, I have to say. And again, you see that just a different kind of gameplay.
Right.
It goes conquest, air gameplay, but then you move in corridor, infantry-based gameplay. You got to know how to shine in all those aspects. So that was pretty cool. Dennis,
cool.
Thank you so much for your time, and of course for you and the DICE crew and all of your hard work that you guys are putting toward Battlefield 4, constantly improving, listening to the community, putting out new and fresh content.
Yeah.
I think it's much appreciated by the community without a doubt.
Hopefully.
I think it is. But all right, guys, so that is going to do it for us here at DICE LA. Thank you so much for tuning in to our Battlefield 4 Naval Strike DLC live stream. Now, if you want to pick up Naval Strike, you can do so March 25th for premium members on all platforms.
Yep.
So I'm very excited about that. I will see you guys on the battlefield. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy the trailer.
Marines! There's an enemy carrier out there begging to be destroyed. But remember to also guard the home plate. Good work, good work! Missile away! Heads up, they're coming on the sides! Hostiles on Pearl! They started this war. We will end it. it! Well, they got one more shot at this! Finish this fight now!